Now I'm going to introduce you to some of the most classical and widely used time series techniques. But before that, let us just look at a very typical time series type of data, and through this example we are going to explore the key components of time series data, because time series data, given their nature, have a very unique dimension, and we are just going to look at that stuff. So you can read in the airpassengers.csv data.head. These are the data. These are monthly data of flights from 1949 to 1960. We had worked with this data before, and essentially I read in the data and then I again read in the data by passing the dates like so and specifying an index column, which converted my month column into a time series object, which will let us do time series kind of analyses. So you should be up to speed with this. Now I simply plotted the data by saying plt.plot data, and you can see these data they go from 1949 to 1961, and as you can see, there's a sharp increase in the number of airline passengers from 1949 to 1961, and in between you can see that there's an increase, a decline, sharp increase, sharp decline, and the pattern seems to be repeating itself all the way up to 1961, and you can see the flickers of this pattern from here: 1961, increase, decline, and so on. So, and this is a very typical time series data, and essentially the main components of time series data are trend. Trend is something which changes with time. It can go up, it can go down, it can remain flat, and it does not repeat itself, and it describes the direction in which the series is going. So in this example you can see the number of airline passengers has increased over time, and we are going to see a better way of bringing out the trend. But essentially we can see this is an upwards trend. I assume this does look like an upward trend. I'm going to confirm it in a few seconds. But then it has something known as a cyclic component. You have cycles of events repeating themselves, and then you have a seasonal component, and by a seasonal component it means that in cases of stores, the sales may go up during Christmas, and in cases of airline travel, it may increase at certain times of the year, say around Christmas or during the summer break. And now we are going to plot the rolling averages with the view of seeing what the trend is. I mean, we know it's an upwards trend, but let's just see it. And rolling averages means that for each time point we take the average of the points on either side of it. So let's just focus on passengers by saying data, the column name passengers, and store it in the variable p rolling 12, because these are monthly data, so we take a rolling average based on 12 months, dot mean, plot, figure size, and now we can just plot the X label here. And now this appears to be quite clear cut. As you can see, from 1949 to 1961, the number of the trend of passengers was increasing, and this appears to be a fairly sharp linear increasing trend. So anyway, rolling average is one way of identifying what your trend is, but the key component is the main thing about time series data, at least when we want to apply classical methods, is that these data have trends, cyclic components, seasonal components, which we have to consider when we carry out the modeling.